Hello everyone, welcome to my video. My name is Leah. I'm an English teacher, lecturer, or people call me as an English instructor or tutor. I basically teach English to students who are still having some difficulties or problems with their English, or students who want to improve their English. So if you have any questions or problems that you want to share, or maybe you have any suggestions for my next videos, feel free to contact me. You can send a message to my email diamaliaputri@gmail.com. Alright, now maybe you're wondering what we are doing right now, what we are going to discuss in this video. It starts with the complaints that I often hear from my students. So some of my students think that writing is so challenging. They find it so hard. People even think that writing is the most difficult skill in learning English. Some students also complain that they know some words in English, but when it comes to writing a sentence, they don't know how to start. They don't know how, or where to begin to write a sentence. So here they are having problems to put the words in the right order. Or another case, when it comes to an English assignment, especially in writing, they will complain a lot when it comes to writing an essay. I remember when I gave assignments to my students, they will get so stressed about it. And others maybe are still having problems with the reading. They know some words in English, they also know the meanings, but they still don't know or they're not able to understand the text really well. So hopefully after you watch this video, it will give you some insight to solve some of these problems that you have in learning English. So in this video, we will talk about simple sentence. This is a basic concept in writing, and I think you can also use it when you are speaking. So you can use this concept of simple sentence in your speaking and also in your writing. So maybe now you're questioning why is simple sentence? Well, basically, if you know the structure of simple sentence, or when you are able to master the concept of simple sentence, it will help you to express your ideas clearly in your speaking and also in your writing. It is also useful for your audience, so it could be your listener or your reader, to understand what you're saying or what you're writing. So these are the reasons why we need to learn simple sentence. Now let's get started. What is simple sentence? So simple sentence has two components. The first one is subject and the second one is a verb. When it comes to formula, it has a very simple formula. So what you need is just a subject plus a verb. So these two components are necessary when it comes to writing a simple sentence. Now, the next question is, what is subjects? What are the words that belongs to subject? Now let's talk about the definition first. What is subject? Subject is actually the doer of the action. So words that can describe the doer of the action. Alright, so what is doer? So what are the words that belongs to doer? So doer, it could be a person or a thing that is doing an action or being described. So here I put some highlight here. So remember, subject is a doer of the action, and when it comes to doer, it means that a person or thing that is doing an action or that is being described or discussed in a sentence. Now let's talk about the words. What are the words belong to this category that belongs to subject? The first one is pronoun. So the examples of pronoun, I'm sure that you are familiar with all of these words. So we have I, you, they, we, he, she, it. So all of these words belongs to pronoun, and we can use it as a subject when you are writing a sentence. Let's take an example. So here we have she writes some articles. She, it belongs to pronoun, and the function here in the sentence, it has a function as a subject. So is that all? Is that only pronoun that can be categorized as a subject? No. So we also have another category that can be, categorized or can be used as a subject. So we also have noun or noun phrase. So I'm sure that you know the examples of noun or noun phrase. So here are examples of noun. We have table, student, information. When it comes to noun phrase, so you can add articles, for example. So you can say the table, some students, this information. And when it comes to a sentence, you can write the table is so dirty. So the table here, it is noun phrase, and the function is a subject. And then the next one, we have gerund or verb ing. It comes from the verb, but then we put ing in the end. Examples are singing, working, studying, just what we are doing right now. And it can also have a function as a subject. So here is the example. Singing is my hobby. So even though singing here comes from a verb, and here we have verb with ing, singing, the focus is that the activity of singing here, we call it as a subject. So that's why we can categorize the verb ing, singing here, as a subject in this sentence. So here are some examples of words that can be used as a subject. Now let's move on to verb. What is verb? The verb refers to words that describe actions or state of being. I'm sure that you know the examples of verbs. There are a lot. There are tons of verbs that we can use here. So this is the thing that I want to highlight. So verb describe actions or state of being. So you can say study, eat, sing, and then maybe play. Now let's see verbs in a sentence, especially in a simple sentence. Anna works in the hospital. So if we use the formula that simple sentence has a subject and a verb, we can identify the sentence as follows. Anna works in the hospital. Anna has a function as a subject, and then works has a function as a verb. So this is one example of simple sentence. Anna works in the hospital. Anna is a subject, work is a verb. And the next, he was my English teacher. Okay, so he here, it has a function as a subject, and then was has a function as the verb. So here are some examples of simple sentence. Now let's see other examples of simple sentence. We will do a little bit of practice. Okay, decide if the sentence is true or false. So I will show a sentence. So I want you to decide if the sentence is true or false based on the concept that we have studied. So here we have they in the classroom. Remember, we have the formula of simple sentence. It contains a subject and a verb. So take a moment to decide if this sentence True or false? We have they in the classroom. Okay, so if you answer this sentence as false, so you're absolutely doing a great job because this is not a simple sentence. So this is wrong. Why? Because this sentence is missing a verb. They in the classroom. As you can see, the sentence has a subject, so they here is the subject, but then we don't have any verb there in the sentence. So what are the alternatives? What are the best way to give some corrections for this sentence? Okay, so here I have some alternatives to make the sentence into a good simple sentence. First is you can add are as the verb. They are in the classroom. So you have they as a subject and then are as a verb. Next, the other alternative, you can also change into they study. So you change are, so you can use other verb that you know. Here we have study. They study in the classroom. So you have they as a subject and then study as a verb. Now, what about other alternatives with different types of verbs combining with different tenses? For example, so you have they will be in the classroom soon. So as you can see, you have time indicator soon, and then you have a will be there. So you can identify the sentence. It uses simple sentence, simple future for the tense, and then you have they as the subject, and then will be as the verb. And then you can also make other variations with other types of tenses. For example, you have they are studying in the classroom at the moment. You have time indicator at the moment, so it shows that this sentence use present continuous. And you have they as the subject still, and then are studying as the verb. So as you can see, the verb vary from one tense to different tense, but still this sentence is correct because they have two components. They have subject and they have verb, even though the verbs are different. And then the last one, you can also change into different tense, and then you have they were in the classroom a few minutes ago. So a few minutes ago shows that this sentence is using simple past tense, and then the subject is still the same, they, and then you have different verb here. You use were because this sentence is using a simple past tense. So I hope that now you are able to understand the basic concept of simple sentence. So simple sentence has two components, a subject and a verb. And from these examples, you can see that you can combine the sentence with different types of tenses. Okay, so if you have time, you can take a practice here. So I have 5 sentences. Then you need to decide if the sentence is true or false. Okay, so that's all for today. I hope that you will find this video useful for you. So if you have any questions, you can contact me, send a message to my email. So thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.